there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Pirtle in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for Golden State, the core of the dynasty all on the floor. Curry and Clay, the guards, with Draymond up front at the 4. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Kevon Looney. Now here's Barnes, 5 on the clock. He shoots. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. And we're expecting an intense battle in the front court tonight, Grant. Both teams with a lot of talent in those positions.
You know, B.A., it'll be an interesting matchup here with the talent and size of their front court. It should make this game extra challenging for these squads. They can't just count on being the dominant force down low. They'll have to get a little creative.
Here's Curry, following the bucket by the Raptors. This one for 3. Pirtle.
Folks, these two teams love pushing the ball. Greg, we could see a track meet tonight.
Two of the top fast break teams in the league, Kevin. As far as keys, limiting turnovers is going to be big because they each want to get out and run when they get the chance.
Here are the 5 for the Raptors. The forwards are Barnes and Siakam. Anunoby out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Pirtle in at center. Clock is at 3. Count that one from VanVleet.
And VanVleet has the stroke to shoot from anywhere, even mid-range, when he has to.
Curry looking it over. Three-pointer.
Well, the pace figures to be fast tonight. Two teams that thrive when the tempo is at its quickest.
You're going to love this one. Up and down. Neither squad likes to use too much of the shot clock. They'll be looking to get out in transition every time they get a chance.
Now let's take a look at Toronto's starting lineup. The forward duo, the athletic pair of Barnes and Siakam. Fred VanVleet out there with OG Anunoby. And it's Pirtle in at the 5. The 3 from Curry. Offensive rebound. Looney finds Green. Outside Curry. 5 to shoot. Over VanVleet. And there's...
Will be the Raptors. Off the tip. Here are the 5 for the Raptors. The forwards are Barnes and Siakam. Fred VanVleet out there with Anunoby. And it's Pirtle in at the 5, roaming the paint.
And you look at Jakob Pirtle, great touch and presence inside the paint. Can get you with a move or just power his way to the hoop.
And Greg Pirtle has so many options to score inside.
And that's why he's such an efficient scorer, Kevin. Very composed at the rim. Doesn't need a lot of time to get his shot off inside.
And he makes all 3. Well, Brent, between major injuries and some high-profile roster turnover, it's been an up-and-down last couple years for the Warriors.
Yeah, mostly due, Kevin, to injuries. I mean, through it all, they've managed to continue to play with joy. They've given a lot of guys opportunities to just be out there, and then they drafted and rebuilt the team behind the big 3 to complement those guys as they found their health. So the run is still there for Golden State to do great things. Winning a championship last year has them back on the top of the mountain.
And here is VanVleet after the 3-pointer from Stephen Curry. The 10-footer. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
And the stroke of VanVleet is so nice, proving once again why he's so valuable to this team.
It's Curry outside. No.
It'll be the Raptors off the tip. So the Raptors starting five. The forward duo, the athletic pair of Barnes and Siakam. OG Anunoby out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Pirtle in at the center position, locking down the middle. Now here's VanVleet. Pass to Barnes. Now here's Anunoby. Barnes with it. 6 to shoot. Over Wiggins. Barnes, it's good.
You can see the confidence in that jumper building and building for Scotty Barnes.
No team has had to make more sacrifices than Toronto during the pandemic.
You are right about that, B.A. I mean, they had to change their home base to Tampa. In essence, they spent an entire...
It'll be the Raptors off the tip. Here are the five for the Raptors. The forwards are Barnes and Siakam. Anunoby out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Pirtle in at the center, filling out the middle.
And great find by VanVleet. He's in control of this offense and generally makes good decisions.
And so it's the Raptors getting on the board first. Curry can't.
Look at it tonight's matchup. Both front courts are outstanding. This should be quite a battle here, Smitty.
It should be the big man in the spotlight in this one. Rebounding and everything in the paint. This should be a great showdown. Strength versus strength.
So the Raptors starting five. The forward duo, the athletic pair of Barnes and Siakam. Fred VanVleet out there with OG Anunoby. And it's Pirtle in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Curry against VanVleet. The three. Curry's shot is off. And that's a foul called on Stephen Curry. That's his first foul of the game. And in a game this close, they're going to challenge the call. Coach does not agree with it, and he wants him to take another look at the monitor.
People were worried that this would slow the action down. But with so many close calls in every game, the NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call... These teams feature great front courts, Brent. A little throwback to the old days of the NBA when big men ruled.
Well, the game has become so perimeter-oriented. These guys have a lot of skill, and they're going to be able to operate inside the phone booth, and we'll see if these big guys can find a way to dominate uniquely in the way that they bring their offensive prowess.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Toronto Raptors. The forward duo, the athletic pair of Barnes and Siakam. OG Anunoby out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Pirtle in at the five, roaming the paint. And here's Curry for three. Barnes.
And so often we have these epic guard matchups. And tonight, it's all about the front courts and not the back court. But nonetheless, it should be fun.
No doubt, Kevin. These front courts are big. They're dynamic. They're physical. A number of these guys can shoot it from great range. This should be one heck of a show.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. The forwards are Barnes and Siakam. OG Anunoby is out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Pirtle in at the pivot, manning the middle. And so it's the Raptors getting on the board first. Outside Curry. 5 to shoot.
Defender.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, I was able to talk with Nick Nurse for a minute. His big point of emphasis was that they have to be smarter at the offensive end. He thought both of the losses were due to poor decision-making, missing the open man, getting baited into taking bad shots. He feels at their best, they have to have high percentage scoring opportunities and finish strong. Kevin?
Thank you, David. So, Greg, shooting, their #1 concern coming into tonight.
It's more important that you take good shots if you want to have a chance to make them.
And I think that requires making plays for one another. Move the ball and shooting opportunities will present themselves.
Here's Curry, following the basket by Pascal Siakam. From outside the arc, Curry.
We've got two teams here that like to play up-tempo, hoping to find lots of fast break points tonight, RJ.
Yeah, it could be tough when both squads have this type of speed. It makes it a little bit harder to escape the defense. And look, everybody will keep the ball locked up tight tonight.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Toronto Raptors. The forward duo, the athletic pair of Barnes and Siakam. Fred VanVleet out there with OG Anunoby. And it's Pirtle in at the 5. Now here's Curry from deep.
Steve, as we know, this should be a battle of the backcourts. And you know something about that. Who did you, when you played, love to face and play against?
Well, two of the guys that come to mind right off as far as backcourt players was Michael Jordan and Penny Hardaway. Love facing those guys. And then at the end of my career, I love watching Allen Iverson, not guarding him.
Here are the 5 for the Raptors. The forwards are Barnes and Siakam. Fred VanVleet out there with Anunoby. And it's Pirtle in at the 5 spot. Now, here's Anunoby. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
Outstanding work by OG. Unbelievable versatility. And that was a tough finish.
The Raptors shooting their first free throw of the game here. Smitty, OG Anunoby from the UK has had a nice impact on the game.
And he said he wants to grow the game in England. OG's hoping to open up some paths to the NBA for young players from the UK.
Now here's Curry.
So Golden State will get the first possession. Now let's take a look at Toronto's starting lineup. The forward duo, the athletic pair of Barnes and Siakam. OG Anunoby out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Pirtle in at center, filling out the middle. Now here's Curry from deep three-point range. Sinks the tray.
Stephen Curry's three-point shooting has literally changed the game and inspired a new generation of shooters.
Pass to VanVleet. To the inside. Here's Anunoby. And a great assist by VanVleet as that one goes.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Now here's Curry. From deep. Pascal Siakam with a rebound.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, looking at him now, foul, but Pascal Siakam was drafted late in the first round back in 2016. Think about it. This was the 27th pick at one point.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Curry against Van Vliet. Takes the three. That
And so off the tip, it's Toronto. Here are the 5 for the Raptors. The forwards are Barnes and Siakam. Fred Van Vliet out there with Anunoby. And it's Pirtle in at the 5.
Well, when a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul call.
Now here's Curry. Thompson outside. Curry looking it over. From deep three-point range. That shot no good. So the Raptors will take it the other way.
The Raptors are only a few years removed from its championship in 2019. Boy, a lot has changed since then. And drawing first blood, you know coach likes that momentum out of the gate.
Well, for us, it will be interesting. Can they keep that kind of pace up all game long?
Now here's Curry. They get it again. Out to Thompson. Van Vliet against Curry. 6 on the shot clock. And the
And so off the tip, it's Toronto. Now let's take a look at Toronto's starting lineup. The forward duo, the athletic pair of Barnes and Siakam. Fred Van Vliet out there with OG Anunoby. And it's Pirtle in at the 5 down low.
And one move ahead of the defense. A solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter. And guys, so many great players coming out of Canada. The Raptors have converted a nation. Not just watching them.
And here comes the coach's challenge. He disagrees with the foul. He does not hesitate to ask for a second look. It's a pretty heated game. Every call matters.
People were worried that this would slow the action down. But with so many close calls in every game, the NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
Outside Curry from deep three-point range. Pascal.
And so off the tip, it's Toronto. Here are the 5 for the Raptors. The forwards are Barnes and Siakam. OG Anunoby is out there with Fred Van Vliet. And it's Pirtle in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
You can't teach court awareness. Barnes understands when his guys are uncovered.
That'll be a 5-second call.
It'll be the Raptors off the tip. Now let's take a look at Toronto's starting lineup. The forward duo, the athletic pair of Barnes and Siakam. OG Anunoby out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Pirtle in at the 5, down low.
One thing that makes OG Anunoby unique in this league, his nationality.
I've heard OG say he hopes to inspire other British players.
Well, I think, B.A., he's proved that there's a road for them, right? Basketball is played all over the world, and all you need to do is find somebody to notice you. The NBA.
And so off the tip, it's Toronto. Here are the 5 for the Raptors. The forwards are Barnes and Siakam. Anunoby out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Pirtle in at the center position. Yep, that one goes in there.
When Pirtle gets the rock deep inside, the D is toast. Can't allow him to get comfortable from there.
Greg, when you look at Toronto, they have a lot of length and defensive switchability.
They swarm opposing stars and tend to make it very difficult in those passing lanes. So a great.
And so off the tip, it's Toronto. So let's take a look at the starters for the Toronto Raptors. The forward duo, the athletic pair of Barnes and Siakam. Fred VanVleet out there with OG Anunoby. And it's Pirtle in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And as solid as Pirtle is during the game, his free throws, Graham, can be an issue.
BA. It really limits his minutes during close games late. You know, he's right around 50% for his career. He has decent form, so there is some hope for improvement.
That's not even a deep 3 for Curry. That's just pretty much his range at this point in his career.
And then Siakam with the jam.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those. Now here's Curry. About a minute into this first quarter. And it's Toronto with a rebound. Here's Anunoby. And the bucket counts. And he is off.
It'll be the Raptors off the tip. Now VanVleet. Here are the 5 for the Raptors. The forwards are Barnes and Siakam. Fred VanVleet out there with Anunoby. And it's Pirtle in at the 5 spot.
As a distributor, Fred VanVleet is so effective. He knows when and where to feed his guys.
Outside Curry. Knocks down the 3-ball.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Looking at the Raptors roster, basically the entire squad is under 30. Their key players are extremely young, a great sign for the future.
And here is Curry following Fred VanVleet's 3. It's up a 3. Curry's shot is off.
It'll be the Raptors off the tip. Now let's take a look at Toronto's starting lineup. The forward duo, the athletic pair of Barnes and Siakam. OG Anunoby out there with Fred VanVleet. That's Pirtle in at the center position.
When you have vision at the forward spot, it always opens up and elevates a team. Scotty Barnes passing on display.
Here's Curry. The Raptors making their last shot. Knocks it down from distance.
Don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
VanVleet against Curry. From the line, connects. The jumper drops.
Well, when you see somebody making pull-up jump shots like VanVleet does there, you know that the rhythm is there.
Here's Curry for 3. Hits a 3-pointer. Curry's got 6.
You want to get him going as soon as possible. Great way for him to start this game.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
Both teams are starting to find a rhythm here.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling 3-point opportunities.
Oh, a clear foul. shot, so he'll get a pair at the line.
OG Anunoby is tremendously athletic, and when he plays with this level of aggression, it's hard not to foul him.
And it's hard to overstate the impact OG Anunoby has on defense, Grant.
Hey, BA, an absolute terror on the wings. I mean, he has great length, moves well, just one of the best one-on-one perimeter defenders in the league.
Now here's Curry. He's got 6. Six on the shot clock. That's it. Here's Looney. Uses the glass on the layup.
As usual, terrific effort from him. Unwilling to let the possession go to waste.
Outside Barnes to the paint. And the dunk by Pirtle.
I think this guy is a threat to throw it down every time Pirtle gets his hands on the ball. This guy has tremendous size and takes advantage.
Now here's Curry. From the arc. And Anunoby.
It'll be the Raptors off the tip. So let's take a look at the Toronto Raptors starting lineup. The forwards are Barnes and Siakam. And Van Vliet out there with OG Anunoby. And it's Pirtle in at the center, locking down the middle. Curry against Van Vliet. Curry deciding where to go with it. Off target.
It'll be the Raptors off the tip. So the Raptors starting 5. The forward duo, the athletic pair of Barnes and Siakam. Fred Van Vliet out there with OG Anunoby. And it's Pirtle in at the center position. Now here's Anunoby. Shot clock at 6. Shoots over Thompson. And Anunoby gets it to go.
And you see the confidence, not shy at all about rising up from mid-range.
And with their title last season, the Warriors now with 7 in franchise history, no longer tied with the Bulls. They are alone and ranked 3rd all.
It'll be the Raptors off the tip. Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. The forwards are Barnes and Siakam. OG Anunoby is out there with Fred Van Vliet. And it's Pirtle in at the 5 down low. And so it's the Raptors getting on the board first. And here is Curry. The 3. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
What a confident three-point shooter Steph Curry is. Never intimidated by the range.
Van Vliet kicks to Anunoby. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Here's Siakam. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
High offensive IQ. He makes great reads and adjustments on the fly.
And you watch the way that Siakam plays. It can get you in the open court or in half-court sets. Great forward who gives you a little bit of everything.
Nailed from three-point land. Curry's got 6 points.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
It makes sense, right? You're trying to get off to a fast start, and he can help with that.
And for Siakam, great. He almost epitomizes the modern forward.
And that's not to say he's the best forward, but he displays all the skills you now expect from that position. Solid player who any team would love to have.
It's Curry outside. Oh, and he almost had a 4-point play right there. He'll go to the line with a chance for 3.
First team foul.
Very assertive by Steph Curry. Takes the foul and still gets the shot up.
And the second free throw, good. And he makes all 3.
I'll tell you, he doesn't give points away. Excellent job from the line.
Siakam outside. Again, Toronto.
As a distributor, Fred VanVleet is so effective. He knows when and where to feed his guys.
Knocks it loose. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Anunoby finds Barnes. Back to Anunoby. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
The youngster, Scotty Barnes, has great vision.
VanVleet against Curry. And there's a whistle that goes on Scotty Barnes. That's foul number 2 for him. Trent's checked in for Toronto.
Into the lineup for the Raptors.
First quarter of ball was 2.5 minutes in. Curry outside, trains it from beyond the arc. Curry's got 12 points in the game.
Steph makes it look so easy. One of the most efficient offensive players ever.
That's good from VanVleet on the assist by Siakam.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Knocked loose. Green kicks to Wiggins. Passes it to Curry. Three-pointer. Siakam pulls it in. Toronto, they've gotten all 5 of their shots to go down in the first quarter. Terrific start. And David Aldridge spoke with Nick Nurse. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Looking at these matchups, he thinks they can pound the ball inside with success. He wants them to get points in the paint early, force the defense to collapse, and then play inside out. We'll see if the opponent sticks to that game plan as well, guys.
Thank you, David. Here's Curry. OG Anunoby making his last shot. And Stephen Curry gets the 3. 15 points in the game.
That is just picture-perfect form from Stephen Curry.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. And a deep roster for the Raptors. But, Smitty, do they have the star power, the star talent to win big?
Well, they have Scotty Barnes. He was last season's Rookie of the Year. His growth will be key. But with Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam, all-star caliber players, Toronto's not shy on talent, Kevin.
And here are the Raptors now. They trail by 3. VanVleet deciding where to go with it. Goes up on the high post. And again, it's Toronto converting.
A good shooter who can operate at different speed. Love when Fred is knocking down that mid-range jumper.
Curry against Pirtle. On deep. And that's good. Stephen Curry for 3. Curry's got 18 points in the game.
And you can tell he's looking for his shot. He just believes in it.
You know why? Success breeds confidence, and he's certainly been successful from there, time and time again.
Now, here's Anunoby. Trent with the wide-open look. Hits the three-point bomb.
Gary takes a lot of threes, and you see why.
VanVleet against Curry. From downtown, and another 3 for Golden State.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Hey, players love competition, and the fans love it. As well.
VanVleet passes to Trent. Fires the 3. And again, Toronto with the triple.
If you're the defense, you must read your scouting report. Gary Trent Jr. is a threat to burn you.
Curry way outside. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Back to Van Vliet. He takes it in. Outside Curry. There's the triple. And Pirtle pulls it down. Van Vliet passes to Anunoby. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
7'2" wingspan, OG Anunoby throwing it down.
It's Curry outside, and the three ball is good. Curry's got 24 points.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Both teams putting forth their best efforts right now. This is the kind of game fans pay to see.
Now here's Van Vliet. And he uses the glass on the layup. Van Vliet's got 6.
I mean, an excellent ball handler who varies his pace. Van Vliet knows how to create separation.
Curry outside. Another three for Golden State.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Van Vliet up top, guarded by Curry. Here's Anunoby. And that one drops for him.
Timeout.
He's got 8.
Gary Trent Jr., his teammate, was so open, he could have passed it with his eyes closed.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
You know, if you guys know how to score like Gary Trent Jr., he can fill it up in any situation, firing off quality shots from inside or outside the arc.
Achua, he's checked in for the Raptors. Now here's Curry. 27 points for him. From deep three-point range, offensive rebound, goes back up. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with a foul.
First personal foul.
It's going to be on Siakam.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup. And Gary Trent Jr. certainly has some impressive stats as a result of his skills as a scorer.
Jay, how about 5 30-point games in a row? How about 9 threes in a single game? If he finds his rhythm, he can cause you a lot of trouble.
Curry looking it over. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And here are the Raptors now. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Trailing by 2. Anunoby kicks to Siakam. Here's Achua. That one goes. Count it.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Curry against Van Vliet. From deep. And Stephen Curry gets the 3. Curry's got 30 points.
We're talking about Stephen Curry range right now in that shot.
Trent outside. Curry against Van Vliet. Trent left side. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Have to respect the persistence from Gary Trent Jr. Not caving in to the defense when he gets hit.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
And he is a cool customer at the line, guys. You've got to be when you're shooting 84% on the season.
Now here's Curry. He has 30. Trent outside. Here he goes. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Nimble drive by Gary Trent Jr. working his way to the look he wants.
Outside Curry. Connects again from distance. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
Pass to Anunoby. Now, here's Trent. Van Vliet passes to Trent. Just 5 to shoot. To the paint. Green with the block.
Green really puts forth a ton of effort on the defensive side. Always a shot-blocking threat.
Curry with it. He's picked up by Anunoby. All by himself. Finishes the break with a slam. Guys, what a wild first half this has been.
Wow, back and forth start, that's for sure.
Curry against Van Vliet. From deep three-point range, and another three for Golden State.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Let him decide whether to shoot it, whether to pass it. He's your catalyst right now.
Now, here's Anunoby. He's got 10. And here's Trent outside. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
How often do we see this these days? Clubs answering each other from range.
Curry's shot is good.
It will be a rare night that you're going to outdo Stephen Curry in a game of batching threes.
Anunoby passes to Siakam. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. It's Trent on the wing. Wiggins against Anunoby. And the dunk to finish it off. Beauty.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
That's a big-time move and a big-time finish.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And you have to credit Anunoby. He's put in the work to become a better playmaker.
It's Curry outside, and they recover it. Out to Thompson, pass to Wiggins. Fast break Toronto. And here's Trent outside. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Wow, a quick shot by Gary. The defense, they had no chance.
Outside Curry. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Curry's got 42 in the game. Gary Trent Jr. He's feeling it tonight. He has been the driving force for the Toronto Raptors. They kept going to him again and again. And
45. Time to get up and make some noise.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Raptors.
They're unselfish. They're passing the ball well, setting up teammates, playing team basketball, and their focus.
And also, they've been draining mid-range jump shots, measuring the defense well, and just taking what they give them.
The core of this team all out there. Curry and Thompson in the backcourt with Green at the 4. Looney out there with Wiggins. That's the Warriors' 5. Setting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Thanks, guys. A busy few years for Nick Nurse. In 2019, he helped lead the Raptors to the title, and he was the 2020 Coach of the Year. He says, it means a lot to me that this city and this country loves this team so much, we can go out there and give them something to be proud of. Of course, Kevin, he's been a key part of that. Success. Back to you.
Maybe the single most important part of their success, DA. Thank you so much. Outside Curry. Jacks up a 3. Sinks the three-pointer. Curry's got 45 points. And I think, Steve, now we see less real grudge matches than we did before. But do you like seeing those games where there is no love lost, where there is some bad blood and some contention?
Kevin, I love it. Yes, friends off the court, but on the court, you got to go at each other. And when it's over, win or lose, you leave it right there and you go back to being friends. He's really taking a hold of this first half and made it his. He is making all the right decisions out there.
Back to Barnes. Siakam trying to free himself up. And there's Barnes. That's good on the assist from Van Vliet. Van Vliet's got his 5th assist in this one. Curry against Van Vliet. From past the arc. Hits it again. Wow. That gives him 51.
Making it look easy. Nothing better than a hustle play like that. It gets the whole team amped up. Sets the example for everyone.
Back to Van Vliet. From deep. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
The revenge triple. Love seeing Fred Van Vliet come right back at him.
Outside Curry. Fires for 3. And it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here. And the Warriors with some changes. JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Kevon Looney. Jonathan Kuminga comes in for Andrew Wiggins. And Poole subbed in for Klay Thompson. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for the Raptors. Timeout called the Warriors.
Warriors 16.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yes, the last few years, the rules changes have tended to benefit the offenses. This evens things out a bit.
Van Vliet passes to Siakam. And that one, good. Now it's a 4-point Raptor lead.
This is where Siakam is comfortable operating from. He loves going to work in the paint.
Curry on the wing. Covered by Van Vliet. And there's a whistle. That goes on Scotty Barnes.
First team foul.
And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Up top, Curry. Covered by Van Vliet. And Stephen Curry gets the 3. Curry's got 54 points.
Woo, he got a clean look, and he makes the defense pay for disrespecting him.
Van Vliet wide open. And another basket for Toronto.
Easy look from mid-range. He won't miss many of those. Lazy effort defensively.
And Fred Van Vliet, a player who has always shot well from outside.
And Kevin Van Vliet has continued to kind of take on more of an offensive load. Increased his volume while maintaining efficiency. Not every player able to do that.
Green finds Kuminga. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's the 3. The Warriors keep it going. A new 14-second shot clock. Golden State moving it around. Right side Green. Over Siakam. Green, no luck.
Look, that's in his range, but he had a defender right up in his chest.
Trent with it. Kuminga picks him up. And the whistle blows as the basket counts in a 3-point play chance right here. 1 free throw coming up. He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game.
Trent Jr. shooting 1.
And Trent no good on that one.
Solid from the line. Trent Jr. an all-around scorer.
And Poole gets him to go.
Not just a knockdown shooter. He does a great job of finding space for his shot.
Siakam inside the 3-point line. That one. Off the back iron and out.
Very dangerous to lead.
DiVincenzo's checked in.
DiVincenzo.
And that's one way to end up in the highlights.
You know what we call this play? A dumb play all the way around, especially at this particular time.
Timeout called the Warriors. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get hydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player could completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Catching up. On the changes for Golden State, Thompson comes in for Dante DiVincenzo, and Curry subbed in for Jordan Poole. Van Vliet left side. Baseline jumper, and that one goes. Long. And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for the Golden State Warriors. For three. Wow, came this close to a 4-point play. Headed to the line for 3 free throws.
Second team foul.
That one on Jakob Poeltl.
You know what I appreciate most about Curry is his winning mentality. His competitive nature fuels this team.
It's good, and he's 100% from the line thus far. Toronto's gone to three-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them. It's Trent on the wing. He's covered by Thompson. And it's Poeltl that time on the assist by Trent. Poeltl's got his second basket of the game.
Using that added strength and aggression, Poeltl is able to power through contact for the finish at the rim.
Curry against Van Vliet. Lets it go with the 3. Connects again. 60 points. This guy cannot be stopped.
They've had no answer for him in this one.
Here's Van Vliet. Makes good on the step-back jumper. Van Vliet's got it all tied up now for the Raptors.
It's great watching Fred catch fire. When this happens, he dominates games with his scoring.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Curry.
Ball to Toronto.
Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. And there's the pass to Trent. From deep. No good on the shot. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way. Got a piece of it. Toronto calls timeout. One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
Yeah, he's just torching them right now. A good decision to huddle up, kind of hit the reset button, and figure out how to slow his roll.
Here come those free t-shirts.
Van Vliet against Curry. This one for 3. And JaMychal Green picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul.
And Toronto making a change. Anunoby's checked in.
Into the line.
Siakam inside the 3-point line. The Warriors have gone 6 of 14 shooting here in the second. Green kicks to Green. Kuminga the pass to Thompson. Van Vliet against Curry. From deep 3-point range, sinks it. What range from outside? Wow! And the Warriors lead by 3. Toronto calls timeout.
Here we go. Make some noise.
Young's checked in for Pascal Siakam.
16. Up Nation. Get up and make some noise once again for your.
Here Van Vliet's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
What agility from Fred Van Vliet in the paint, zipping around the defense.
Curry with it. Now guarded by Pirtle. Curry against Pirtle. Lets the 3 fly. Rebound by the Raptors. Barnes looking around. And it's Barnes sliding it down.
Speed and power on display from Barnes on that dunk.
Curry against Young. Outside Curry. On deep. The shot. Will not fall. Now Toronto takes it the other way. Here's Pirtle. Came on. Green with the rebound. Green's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Curry with the 3. That shot. Off. Raptors with the lead. And the ball out of play. The Warriors will inbound.
Warriors basketball.
The Warriors shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. Shoots the 3. Rebound by the Raptors. Pirtle's got his 5th rebound in this one. And Barnes has got the ball here for the Raptors. And the official signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Up top, Curry, covered by Van Vliet. Launches it. The rebound by Young. From deep 3-point range, it's rebounded by Kuminga. The Warriors. Green finds Curry. Timeout called for Warriors.
Start it.
Time to show off your Dub Nation pride. Loudest section gets free t-shirts. And one more time, let's hear it.
Raptors on defense. To Kuminga. Passes it to Green. Golden State moving the ball around. Here's Kuminga. Shot clock at 6. Another. Miss, and they desperately need a bucket. And it goes up. Out of bounds. Last touch by Pirtle.
Basketball.
And so it's Golden State with it. Outside Curry. The 3. Buries it from 3-point range. And the Warriors lead by 2. He talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition.
You have to love these kinds of games, scoring-wise, keeping everybody on their toes.
A nice shot by Young.
I like that approach, playing inside out, forcing the defense to scramble.
Curry against Van Vliet for the 3. Curry can't get it to go. Toronto's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Down low. Here's Pirtle. And falls. Great assist by Van Vliet. Van Vliet's got assist number 8 here in this one already. And Smitty, Fred Van Vliet has really come into his own as a starter.
He has, Kevin. He has proven he can run an offense.
the Warriors to start out. So the Raptors starting 5.
And so off the tip, it's Toronto. Here are the 5 for the Raptors. The forwards are Barnes and Siakam. Anunoby out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Pirtle in at the 5 spot. Now here's VanVleet. Shot clock at 5. Here's Barnes. And it's Barnes sliding it down.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, well, I settled for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that.
Curry gets the bucket.
So accurate. From behind the arc, he's going to be there all night long. Curry needs just a bit of separation. He'll let it fire.
And the dunk by Pirtle.
Not getting old here. Seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
Curry looking it over. Fires the 3.
And so off the tip, it's Toronto. So let's take a look at the starters for the Toronto Raptors. The forward duo, the athletic pair of Barnes and Siakam. OG Anunoby out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Pirtle in at the 5.
You know, the first player ever drafted out of Austria.
And the Warriors start out with the ball. Here are the 5 for the Raptors. The forwards are Barnes and Siakam. OG Anunoby is out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Pirtle in at the center. Curry outside. Buries the long-range jumper.
His shooting motion is just so impeccable. Curry's long ball is one of the prettiest shots in the game.
Anunoby against Thompson. On the wing, Anunoby. 5 on the clock. Here's Barnes. And the shot goes in.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
Here's Curry. Following the basket by Scotty Barnes. Anunoby against Curry. And Pirtle pulls it down. Now, here's Anunoby. Wide open shot is on the money. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thank you. I had a chance to talk with head coach Nick Nurse. They've had a tough time so far against this.
And so off the tip, it's Toronto. So let's take a look at the starters for the Toronto Raptors. The forward duo, the athletic pair of Barnes and Siakam. Fred VanVleet out there with OG Anunoby. And it's Pirtle in at the center position. Now here's Siakam. Shot clock at 5. Over Green. And Siakam gets it to go.
Now, this is such a critical component to Siakam's game. The face-up ability, nicely done on the jump shot.
Outside Curry. Launches a 3. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Siakam, pass to Barnes. About a minute played here so far in the first. And the basket by VanVleet.
Well, Fred VanVleet says, I am coming right back at you with a three-pointer of my own.
And when you look at Van Vliet on the floor, you would think he gets targeted on defense. But for a player his size, he more than holds his own.
Curry, that's good.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
And the basket by Van Vliet. Van Vliet's got 5 points. And Van Vliet, a very solid defender in his position grade.
Not great length, but strong as any, BA. I mean, he has great hands to bother the ball handler and great defensive IQ that makes the most of his athleticism.
Now here's Curry. He's got 6. Well, there's the shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
Ball to Toronto.
And the first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Van Vliet, the pass to Siakam. And then Siakam with the jam.
Now just show off that basketball IQ, Mr. Fred Van Vliet. Pretty pass, sir.
Curry against Van Vliet. Outside Curry. Clock at 6. Here's the 3. Barnes with
Will be the Raptors off the tip. Here are the 5 for the Raptors. The forwards are Barnes and Siakam. Fred Van Vliet up there with Anunoby. And it's Pirtle in at the center filling out the middle. Now here's Barnes. And that one drops.
And great find by Van Vliet. He's in control of this offense and generally makes good decisions.
And Scotty Barnes, the Rookie of the Year in 2022 in the NBA.
And you could argue he was maybe the